When I testified before this committee in 2000 and 2001, it was to tell of my experience as a registered nurse in the labor and delivery department at Christ Hospital in Oak Lawn, Illinois, where I discovered babies were being aborted alive and shelved to die in the hospital's soiled utility room. Among other familiar faces that I see here today is Congressman Nadler, who was a member of the committee at that time, as he indicated earlier, and he said that he was appalled by the incidents I described and found them heart-wrenching. Indeed, I was traumatized and changed forever by my experience of holding a little abortion survivor for 45 minutes until he died, a 21 to 22-week-old baby who had been aborted because he had Down syndrome. Since then, other appalling stories of abortion survivors either being abandoned or outright killed have been trickling out. The Kermit Gosnell case provides further evidence that the lines between illegal infanticide and legal feticide, both via abortion, have become blurred. This abortionist was convicted only last week of 3 counts of first-degree murder in the deaths of 3 born babies whose spinal cords, we all know, were snipped, as he called them. Also last week came the revelation and photos from 3 former employees who allege that Houston abortionist Douglas Carpin routinely kills babies after they are born by puncturing the soft spot on their head or impaling the stomach with a sharp instrument, twisting the head off, or puncturing the throat with his finger. It is easy to be horrified by heart-wrenching stories such as this and to imagine the torture that abortion survivors endure as they are being killed. But it is somehow not so easy to envision preborn babies the same age being tortured as they are killed by similar methods. Today, premature babies are routinely given pain relief who are born at the same age as babies who are torn limb from limb or injected in the heart during abortions. The World Health Organization goes so far as to recommend pain relief for preemies getting a simple heel stick to withdraw a couple of drops of blood. Likewise, prenatal surgery is becoming commonplace, and along with it, anesthesia for babies being operated on, even in, quoting, the middle of pregnancy, as the Cincinnati Children's Hospital says. Meanwhile, babies of an identical age are torn apart during abortions with no pain relief. It must be that some people inexplicably think that the abortion provides a firewall against fetal pain, or that babies marked for abortion are somehow numb, while their wanted counterparts aren't. This thinking is better suited for the Middle Ages than for modern medicine. Yet, while NARAL, pro-choice American, eventually expressed neutrality on the Born Alive Infants Protection Act, which provides legal protection for born babies no matter what gestational age and no matter if wanted or not, NARAL opposes legislation protecting babies of the same age from barbaric abortions after the point they are known to feel pain. Abortion proponents attempt to say that abortionists who commit abortions past 20 weeks are rare. This is a myth. The National Right to Life Committee, perusing a report from Guttmacher Institute, which is the research arm of the abortion industry, in 2008, found that at least 300 abortion providers across the U.S. perform abortions after 18 weeks post-fertilization, and that at least 140 abortionists commit abortions on pain-capable children at 20 weeks post-fertilization. As for the number of late-term abortions committed in this country, nobody knows. There are no standardized mandatory nationwide abortion reporting requirements, and some of the most liberal jurisdictions, such as California, Maryland, and D.C., don't report at all. And it is questionable that abortionists even comply with regulations, and as we know by Gosnell, that enforcement agencies enforce these reporting. For instance, when the Elkton, Maryland office of abortionist Stephen Brigham was raided in 2010, investigators found 35 fetuses in his freezer, but there were no medical records documenting 33 of those abortions, much less reporting. The Gosnell grand jury report said that between 2000 and 2010, Gosnell reported only one second trimester abortion, when we know that he probably committed thousands of late-term abortions during that decade. No one knows how many abortions are committed after 20 weeks, so it is false for anyone to claim that they are rare. It is also a myth that late abortions are mostly committed on babies with handicaps, although being handicapped is certainly no excuse for torture. Dr. Leroy Carhart, who commits abortions in Germantown, Maryland, just 30 miles from here, was caught on tape by Live Action stating he routinely commits elective abortions at 26 weeks. Saw 4 this week, Carhart quipped to the Live Action pregnant investigator, also joking that he uses a pickaxe and a drill bit to kill older babies. Only 2 blocks from the White House, late-term abortionist Cesar Santangelo told a pregnant Live Action investigator he would kill her healthy 24-week-old preborn baby by snipping the umbilical cord, which is the equivalent of cutting the hose off of a scuba diver, causing death by slow asphyxiation. His website states that he will commit dilatation and evacuation abortions up to 26 weeks. Having actually held a little abortion survivor, I cannot imagine standing there in the soiled utility room and tearing him apart to hurry up his killing. I expect that that thought horrifies everybody here. But this is what is done to others just like him on a daily basis, their excruciating fate determined simply by geography. Our nation makes progress when we put an end to senseless, disparate treatment of anyone, and certainly the most vulnerable in our midst. It is time we apply this standard to preborn babies, such as what I've described. Thank you.